Hello, viewers, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. We continue to look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. And we are doing a review of what the war veterans said when they had a press conference before the Arab Blessed Mhlanga. What is very critical and very important is to note that it was clearly said kuti munhu apedza maGenerals ndiani, and we need to look at that and then understand what is really happening.
Today I'm accompanied by fellow patriotic Zimbabweans who fought in the trenches, commanders from both Zipra and Zanla who fought in the trenches to liberate this country from the brutal minority white colonial rule. These comrades are well-known fighters from both Zanla and Zipra, as I've said. We fought in the second Chimurenga with the hope of bringing economic emancipation, freedom, and justice to our fellow brothers and sisters and future generations. Sadly, these values and aspirations, which we carried as we fought during the war, continue to evade us 44 years after independence. The majority of black Zimbabweans remain poor, jobless, and without real freedom, as a few black leaders have assumed the face, character, and elements of the very beast we fought against in the 1970s War of Liberation. The press conference is being held with the aim of mapping a way forward and addressing these imbalances, which for long have been neglected or ignored. In particular, it's a special message to Emmerson Mnangagwa, a nationalist who in 1927 was brought to power through the help and support of all veterans and the general population of Zimbabwe via Operation Restore Legacy. In general, we also address corrupt gangsters and hangers-on who surround him and abuse national resources for selfish reasons. These men and those around him have failed us. He have failed all Zimbabweans who believed that the events of 2017 would bring an end to despotism, corruption, and privatization of the nation and its people. He is now nearly 10 years in power, but corruption, cronyism, and nepotism have escalated under his rule to extents never seen before in this country. Fellow Zimbabweans, allow me to elaborate on these direct allegations against Mnangagwa, which demonstrate that he has failed this nation constitutionally, morally, and historically. Attack against war veterans. Emmerson Mnangagwa, on assumption of power, he showed that he was a man who had learned nothing and forgotten nothing. He forgot the roots of his power on day one, and instead of correcting the mistakes of former President Robert Mugabe, he instead went about to prove to all of us that Mugabe was actually a saint. He deliberately sidelined the very people who fought on his side and instead embraced the thieves, conmen, and heartless killers in his government. He systematically targeted paged war veterans who stood for social justice in various arms of government and replaced them with crooks. This is very evident in his cabinet, which is now staffed with non-performing and deceitful ministers. It's no secret that they were picked because they either belong to his clan or are benefactors to his family through his children. War veterans were sidelined, and the majority of them are now destitute and beggars. It is mere coincidence that at a time, our peers were being removed from influential positions in government, the army, and security sector. We witnessed an increase in the days of army generals. We wonder. We were and are still worried about these deaths, which we believe are linked to Mnangagwa's blue-eyed boy, Owen Mudha, who was once Minister of State Security. Right. Mnangagwa who sought to protect the Constitution, he has failed to protect it. He has violated it left, right, and center for personal gain, and with the desire to entrench one center of power from party to country. These maneuvers must be resisted by all right-thinking Zimbabweans. On the day he took power from Mugabe, he declared that the voice of the people is the voice of God. Yet at every turn, he has violated the voice of the people. In 2023, the people voted. Yet after their vote, he disregarded their voice and teamed up with that charlatan called Sengezo Shabangu to recall legitimate representatives of the people to replace them with these own stooges. This must be stopped. We know that the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Jacob Mutenda, supported this constitutional violation because he had been promised the vice presidency. Right? Like Mugabe, this guy wants to hold on to power beyond his term limits, then pass it to his children, as if Zimbabwe is his fiefdom. Let's take note that he has already made his children the de facto leaders of this country, appointing the ministers to strategic boards. In a nation of 16 million, how is it possible that only the Mnangagwas have the capacity to lead in almost all strategic pillars of the economy? No, this can't be right. Some young ones only have now started to push an agenda to illegally extend his term to 2030. And instead of dealing with this mischief, which has the capacity of throwing our country into disquiet, he has pretended as if this agenda is outside his interest. We want to remind those behind this move that we are not fools, and they must not see us as such. How do you claim not to be involved when your ministers appointed under your hand issue official statements in support of this illegal and treacherous 2030 agenda? We as war veterans are against this 2030 agenda. We can't disrespect the voice of 90% of those who voted yes towards term limits. No, we can't allow that. We are also concerned that since assuming power, Mnangagwa is a neglected civil servant. We are now earning slave wages. Our men and women in uniform have lost their dignity, even in the eyes of the public, due to state poverty. Government shells money collected from taxpayers to corrupt tender entrepreneurs. Lecturers at our universities are now being paid like gardeners, despite their high qualifications. Surely, this is not what we fought for. This is not the Zimbabwe we envisioned when we took up arms. We understand that Mnangagwa does not feel the pain of all veterans because he's not one himself. He was invited to the struggle by his in-laws after staying in Zambia for nearly 11 years following his release from prison. He is a beneficiary of nepotism. Saka 11 years this gara idzi ari kuofiswa kubujena akazi kuti hondo iri kurohwa kupi. It is clear to us that Mnangagwa is failed. He is not fit to run this country, and his time to go is now. We ask him to go peacefully. If he refuses to take heed of this advice, we have no option but to ask the people of Zimbabwe to deal with a rogue president in line with the Constitution.
So if you listen very, very carefully, the issues raised by the war veterans right here are very, very critical. And we need to break down key issues which they've mentioned right here. Number one, remember that they started by mentioning the issue of ZIPRA and ZANLA. And ZIPRA belonged to ZANU. And, ZIPRA belonged to ZAPO. And ZANLA belonged to ZANU. What is key right now is to note that they start by saying, we are united as ZIPRA forces and ZANLA forces, which means they have dealt with the issues of tribalism, which Emerson has been perpetuating for a very long time, since the 1980s. So right now, they are eager to start by resolving the differences between the former ZIPRA forces and the former ZANLA forces. That is post-independence. That is a very, very key issue, which is a key indicator of where this nation is heading to. And the people who potentially face prosecution if a new government is to come and Emerson continues to have the problems. They have given direct responsibility on Emerson, which means he is the trouble causer, is the problem. And they've mentioned something which is very, very important, that constitutionally Emerson has failed, which means he can constitutionally be removed from power anytime from now. And also, another issue is that they've directly touched the issue of the army generals. And he said the army generals perished and are continuing to perish. And he has directed this issue directly to Owen Mudha. He has been fingered as the man behind these possible nations of the generals. This is something which is very, very important because he is addressing a very, very sensitive matter and a very, very sensitive question, which everybody has been asking to say, who is behind this? But if you go nearly to the end of the video which we played, he then said, Mnangagwa is pretending not to know what is happening about the 2030 agenda, but the same ministers who are working under him are the same ministers who are pushing the 2030 agenda, which means if you put it in the same bracket with the mention of Owen Mudha, he is being mentioned twice. One being somebody who is behind the deaths of the generals. Number two, behind the 2030 agenda, which means the case has been solved. The people who have purged the generals, who are murdering the generals, are now known. According to the statement by the war veterans, they now know the people behind the deaths of the war veterans. Then we go back to the issue of Mary Chiwenga and the allegations of assassination attempt on Vice President Chiwenga when he was in South Africa. And the issue is, they are saying, Mary, you have to name the person who sent you, or otherwise you will drown. So that is the reason why you have seen Mary, it seems as if they've done everything they could to stop Mary from leaving the country to anywhere else, which means she will be stuck right here up until she mentions the person who sent her. So the issue is not about whether she wanted to kill the general or not. It's about who sent you. They need the name, because once they get the name, they can now deal with the person directly because she will be a witness. So this is something which is very, very critical. If you put everything together, then you will know that the attacks or the fights against corruption which we have seen recently, they are not mere fights. This is a real battle which has started within ZANU-PF. And where we are going to a certain point where we are going to see things changing in the nation of Zimbabwe, whether Emmerson Mnangagwa supporters like it or not. The message from the war veterans is very, very clear. And the timing of everything is, in the past, you could have seen that they could have announced that we are going to have a press conference and all journalists would have attended. But this press conference is different. They called for a press conference privately and secretly. They called one media house, which then was in attendance and recorded this and then played it. And everyone was surprised to see this video coming out publicly. What does it mean is, this is something which is well calculated, well organized, and they're actually taking their chances to make sure that they deal with this issue once and for all. Most importantly, they are using the days of Chiwenga in power to actually outmaneuver ZANU-PF people and strategically place themselves in a position where they can formally fight Emmerson. So the message from the war veterans was clear. They said Mnangagwa must go and must go now. And it must happen constitutionally. In 2017, a precedent was set where Robert Mugabe was removed from power through a military intervention or a coup, whatever they say. So, which means constitutionally, the same ways which removed Robert Mugabe can be used to remove Emmerson Mnangagwa. Why do I say so? There is a ruling from the High Court of Zimbabwe which has never been overturned up to this day, which validated the military intervention of November 2017. So as long as there is that judgment from the High Court, the military can now use the same modus operandi and move tanks, raw tanks into the streets and stop Emmerson Mnangagwa from continuing as the president up to 2028. They can do that because there is a High Court order which has never been revoked, which has never been appealed, which is standing right now, which validated the military action. What was the reason for the military action? They said there were crooks and thieves surrounding President Robert Mugabe. Now we have the same thieves and crooks surrounding Emmerson Mnangagwa, the likes of Chivayo. The prosecution of Mike Chimombe and Moses Mpofu is another testament that the president is surrounded by crooks because severally he has been seen with those crooks. There is also another issue of the Gold Mafia documentary. Don't play with that documentary. It's going to be very, very critical and very, very important when the day comes when they start to move against Emmerson. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And whatever which is happening at this point in time, never underestimate these comrades because they know what they are doing. So with the beginning of the military, armed with that court order, which validated the November 2017 coup and made it constitutional or made it legal, what you have to understand is laws are made through the legislature, the judiciary, and otherwise. So when you look at it, when the judiciary made that ruling, it became a precedence. A precedence was already set. So they can actually make a move against Emmerson at any point in time. And there is enough overwhelming evidence that Wikinel Chivayo is involved in corrupt and unscrupulous activities in the nation of Zimbabwe. And is not alone. There are so many of them. Also, we have an issue of Henrietta Rushkwaya. She was caught with 6 kilograms of gold at Harare International Airport, now RGM International Airport. It's another story of looting, Yakanga Historipo, which means she can be labeled one of the people surrounding the president because she was promoted for that event. We have Obadiah Moyo, who looted over 60 million and was fired from his job as a minister, but was then shielded and protected. It's another case which might also be raised against the president and these people to say, these are thieves surrounding you. So this is a very, very interesting issue. And I'm saying this because this response by the war veterans is very, very critical. I said, if Emmerson Mnangagwa was clever, he could have launched a commission of inquiry regarding the deaths of the generals. That way, he could have saved himself on this issue. But right now, he will have to explain, either in parliament or anyway, he will have to explain why the generals are perishing and why is it that there is no action from the president? Why is he not investigating? Why Zimbabwe is the only country in just a few space of time? Why is it that the generals are dying just like that? That is a very, very critical issue because here, you hear sudden death from SB Moyo, from all these comrades, Vana Parents Shiri, all of them, it's sudden death. You are told COVID, COVID, within 72 hours, within 24 hours, you know, that is the norm. So this is something which is very, very important and valid and which can be used against him. So it's up to him to defend himself, to do the right thing, or to sacrifice others. The only way is for him to sacrifice his cronies, his partners in the loot and crime. But the major question is, will he do that because his own children are also involved? Remember, they were mentioned by the war veterans and they were said they are now de facto presidents of this country, which means they are now having overriding authority above even Vice President Chiwenga, who is part of the executive. So what it means is chakachaya, and we don't know what is going to happen next, but mind you, I'm telling you, the events of today at the National Heroes Acre are a true testament. Also, another issue which is critical, they mentioned how Chavangu hijacked an opposition political party with the help of Jacob Mudenda, and Emerson ignored it. So this is something, that is another constitutional void which was put by Emerson Mnangagwa, which can also be used against him, which means by all these things which we have said, the military at this point in time, as of January 2025, is justified to roll the tanks into the streets of Harare, as they did in 2017, a precedent which was validated by the courts of the Republic of Zimbabwe. So it is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. And let me take a few comments right here. Michael, thank you very much for coming. He says, ED, your end has come, and I agree. Mbire says, please, Anzi, my Chinese regard batama mind emashingo. So my China, you know, the another problem which we do not know will end by the removal of Emerson. We will need a complete set of leadership. You know, we are yotanga kudila nemano nonzi China. They need ma rules. Akatongo zvimirira kuti kana uri Chinese national, you must be guided nema rules I have want to invest in Zimbabwe. Without that, then we are doomed. So it is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for coming. We will continue to look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. And we have done the first part of the statement by the war veterans, and we will come with the second part. Tichitarisa chienda kumberi chonoti Zimbabwe iri kufamba sei. From now, 2025 is very, very critical, and expect anything to happen. Denzel Ranganai, thank you very much for coming. Hanzi zvinhu zvinongoramba zvinomira mushe kusvika rini. We are getting there, my brother. We are getting there. Very, very soon you will see. I have said, if you have been following me, I said we have completed our duty online. What we are left with is to witness what we have been fighting for, which is change in Zimbabwe. Change is coming this year, and very, very soon change is coming. Don't worry about anything else, because the message which was sent, they are likely going to respond to this message, and that is going to escalate things further. Remember, they are dealing with the person who they know, because they clearly said it. He is pretending as if he is not part of them, but he is not reprimanding them, which means they are dealing with somebody who they know how he operates, and they are ready for him. So thank you very much, everyone. Let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts. Violet, thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for the support. So let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts.